every time. Your next comedian is the resident bad boy of the Laugh Finder podcast. He's also the writer of Driven to Succeed, a film you can watch right now on Amazon Prime. But instead of doing that, give it up for Brian Preston.
Oh boy. Just a quick, I gotta do a couple announcements before I really get to the meat of it all here. Just one thing right off the top, much like Final Fantasy 15, this is actually just a long ad for Cup Noodles. Cup Noodles, you and I both know you're not better than this. Another thing I do like to address just before I get into it with the stand-up stuff, I like to handle the elephant in the room just from Jump Street. I can see it. I know you guys all want to ask me one thing. I know there's like just one question people always ask me at shows, so I just like to address it before we get too deep into it. How do I put this? I am not fucking Samoan. Please do not ask me if I am Samoan. There is nothing wrong with being Samoan. I fully understand. It looked like what if like The Rock and Felicity had a baby? I know I am about 30 pounds away from just being Maui in the film Moana. I know I do sing a song called You're Welcome, that is coincidental. Nothing to do with each other. Another quick thing that I also, sadly enough, have to do at the start of shows, I am not a Dothraki from the hit show Game of Thrones. That is a fictional TV show. The Dothraki are not real. I can barely ride a fucking horse. I do full disclosure, I do have a Game of Thrones sex move. I call it the White Walker, and that is when you politely ask a white woman to leave. Or you just play a PlayStation 4 and look at her. No, I'm 35, I live alone with my cat. I'm like one DVR episode of Rizzoli and Isles away from just being a full-on lesbian at this point. And also, actually, back to that Samoa, there was one time I was technically actually Samoan. Do we have any wrestling fans in here? Okay, I shit you not. A friend of mine and I, you may have seen him earlier on this very show, we're at an independent wrestling show. Rikishi walks down the ramp. He looks at me. There's me one of these guys. He's just like, hey, Samoa brother. And I just gave him the most defeated Samoa brother anyone has ever heard. Because you can't say that to Rikishi, he will wipe his ass in your face. That's his fucking move. But no, I'm just half Irish setter, half Labradoodle. Just, it's a normal thing. I don't know, some people are like, Brian, what are you gonna do for the next 4 years? Here's what I'm going to do. Listen to the sound of my voice. I'm just going to tell people I'm a white man who fell asleep in a tanning booth. Like Kramer on that fucking episode of Seinfeld. And then when they do like, well, fellow white person, much like Michael Richards, I too have some controversial opinions. No, I don't know. Like my mom's black, my dad's white. I grew up in Baltimore in the 80s, which is weird for me. I don't know. In Baltimore, we have this place. It's called the Great Blacks and Wax Museum. Like, I had to go there, like, 3 times a summer when I was a kid. I don't know. Because my mom was one of those, like, rah, go Africa types. My father was just the whitest fucking white man that ever whited. So I don't know if it was, like, just to learn about my heritage or just because I was, like, a particularly shitty child. But, like, I'd have to go there 3 times a fucking summer. And I don't know, do you guys ever go to a wax museum? No, of course not. And you know what? Because they're creepy. Wax museum is the creepiest fucking place on earth, right? Yes, it is. Just trust me, I had to go there like 15 times as a child. It's the worst. So what happened to me actually was instead of just learning about my heritage and culture, I, as a 5-year-old, just became deathly afraid of Harriet Tubman. I would just have nightmares. It's 1986, so just the cold, undead, waxen fingers of Harriet Tubman are just clawing at my fucking sheets. I wake up in a cold sweat like, no lady, I don't want freedom. Every 5-year-old should want freedom. It's like all we want is freedom. So yeah, I don't know, it was weird. It's also, because like a lot of people are like, you don't have an accent. As a Baltimore, you have a horrible accent. So that's nothing, no one believes I'm from there. And they're like, I don't think you're from here. I'm always just like, I'm from a good home. We said are there. That kills them all, you guys. It's a regional thing. It's okay. Don't worry about it. A little bit more about me. What I do when I'm not doing this. I teach English actually in West Baltimore in a neighborhood you may have seen on The Wire, or 2 years ago on CNN when it was in flames. I work there. It's weird because like I get questions you would because I teach college. I get questions you wouldn't normally ask one of your college professors. Like sometimes my students are like, "Hey, Mr. Preston, do you smoke weed?" And I'll be like, "Oh, why the fuck do you think I'm not screaming at you right now, Jernisha?" That is all I do when I'm not here, is smoke fucking weed. And then sometimes they're like, "Hey, Mr. Preston," because I teach English, they're like, "I don't know, what should I do with my resume?" And I'm just like, "You make a kerchief to cover your neck tattoos. You do that right now." It's madness. But it's also, it's true, God, it is incredibly warm in here. I don't like to reinforce stereotypes, but in my entirely too many years that I don't want to think about that I've been teaching English in West Baltimore, how do I put this? Some of my students just have the silliest fucking names I've ever heard my entire goddamn life. A couple years ago, I shit you not, this is a real person, this is a real thing that happened. I had a student named Don Kemia one year. Don Kemia. I'm gonna keep saying this for the rest of this 20 minutes in case until we put it together. Her name was Don Kemia. I don't know how the baby gets named that. I've never even hated a baby enough to think about how to name her Don Kemia. I just the way I try to rationalize, I just imagine her parents are just looking at this newborn beautiful baby and they're like, "This baby reminds me of two things, donkeys and leukemia. We are naming her Don Kemia." The worst though, this is also real, true, honest, this fucking happened. 2013, I had a student named Jihad Ali. Yeah, no, this is a real person. His name is Jihad Ali. It was unfortunately on his driver's license, I'm sure. I just had one question for Jihad Ali, which was "So was it weird when your family first moved here from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out?" Because sir, you were on some Piston Honda shit. And yeah, no, but no, apparently he did not. And then he hit me. So it was whatever. But I don't know. Aside from that, I do a lot of other things. I got hopes, dreams, things of that nature. Some things I want to see. In 2017, I do have a couple resolutions and things. One, I think just for us as a people in a group, there's one thing that I hope we all get to see this year. I hope we get to see just that one Law & Order SVU that we've all been promised, where Sinbad plays Bill Cosby. Because you know what, that Genie movie isn't real. But this Law & Order SVU episode could. I just want Sinbad in a sweater where he just plays beloved TV dad, Beefcliff Chuxtable. And he's just in a shitty sweater talking about how he's above the law. Other things, just more personal things, hopes and dreams of my own. One thing I'd like to do, because I do comedy, I think I'll always be doing comedy. Even after the apocalypse comes, I'll be doing comedy. I've got some jokes prepared. Let's say there are zombies. So just pretend we do the intro, I come out, world full of zombies, here's my shitty stand-up. Hey guys, remember before there were zombies and the phrase eating ass meant something totally different? Or after a thermonuclear war? Hey guys, remember when we were just all hung up on those emails? Yeah, give that one 2 minutes. But no, one of my biggest dreams, one of my biggest goals is I would someday I would like to actually be wealthy enough to where I could get to the point where I could actually just live in a replica of the mansion from the first Resident Evil. Yes! That is what I want out of life. I just want to just have my kids knock on the door one morning and be "Hey Dad, can we have breakfast?" And I'd be "I don't know, son, did you find the blue manticore crest that unlocks the kitchen?" No? I guess can't be fucking breakfast. There's acid rounds over in the planter over there. And stay away from your mother, she's a real tyrant. It's winking good. Also, just on that same theme, As I've gotten older, I realize my tastes have changed a little bit. The one band like I can't stand, I fucking actually hate is, I hate the band Arcade Fire, because my cousin died during a Street Fighter II tournament in 1994 during an actual Arcade Fire. The weird part was like they did not actually have an NBA Jam machine in that arcade, but there was just some dude in the back being like, "He's on fire!" Weirder still was just the other guy that just kept coming out going like, "Toasty!" The toasty voice sells it. Other video game joke that I never get to do except for now is, I don't know, did you guys ever play SSX? One of you, cool. Well, guess what? I'm still two of you. I'm still the rest of you go play SSX when you leave here. I'm sure they have it. Play Tricky though. Tricky or the third one. The other ones are kind of bullshit. The one thing that always bothers me though, like after playing SSX for all those years, is just like when you try to actually watch snowboarding like on television, right? You watch like the Winter Olympics or like the Winter X Games. If you just smoke weed all day. I don't know why the fuck else you would watch the Winter X Games, frankly. But yeah, no, it's you do that and you're watching it and like the guys doing moves, you're like, this is bullshit. When are you going to pretend your snowboard is a fucking boombox? This sport has no more integrity. But yeah, no, that is the thing I keep talking about. See, I think part of it is just, for me personally, like 2 years ago I quit smoking cigarettes. Woo! And I did it for applause breaks. Not for my health. Smoking is amazing if you guys haven't already tried it. It's like the best thing to do after unprotected sex, frankly. And no, the one thing though is like after I quit smoking, well, the thing was like to quit smoking is I just started vaping, which is, it's weird because like when you vape, you stop smoking, but then when you're vaping is when everyone actually wants you to get cancer. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna talk about this one event that just, it shook me and it rattled me to the very core of my being. One time, after a showing of Thor 2, The Dark World, a friend of mine and I went to Chili's, and we saw a woman accept a marriage proposal at a Chili's. Folks, here's the thing. I have never hated a woman enough to actually just take her to a Chili's. Normally, just, I don't know, and look, this is someone who loves shitty ribs. Never done it, no. I also, like, I don't know how you would do that, but much like O.J. Simpson, if I did it, here's how I would do it. Now one, I'm assuming that we are at Chili's because there was a 2-hour wait at Outback Steakhouse. Okay, you guys are actually, okay, I don't know, it used to be popular, but okay, fine. So anyway, we're gonna be there. We're gonna be at the Chili's, right? Ideally for this to work, she has to order the ribs, okay? Now, here's the thing. Here's why the ribs are so important, okay? With the ribs, they bring you that extra thing of rib sauce, right? Now, while she is just looking at all the dumb shit on the wall of Chili's and questioning every fucking decision she has ever made into her life up until this moment, I'm gonna drop that engagement ring into that extra thing of rib sauce. Now, when she is looking back at me, dare I say it hatefully, I'm just gonna be like, hey girl, them ribs look a little bit dry. You need to sauce them shits up. Now, when the engagement ring slowly and even more hatefully just sloughs on top of the ribs, I'm just gonna look her dead in the eyes and say, I don't know, I guess you sauce up my life or some shit. That's my plan. I don't know though. It's been like, stuff's been weird though for me a little bit lately. I don't know. It's just, like as I was talking about earlier, some of those racial themes just because in a lot of cases, like just the majority of my ex-girlfriends are just shrill, ultra-liberal white women. To the point where like I actually could not go to a Bernie Sanders rally last year because I did not want to see all of them at once. Also, my new pickup line is, hey girl, you so woke, we should woke up together. And then I die a little bit on the inside because I teach English. But it works. But no, the one thing though, like the one problem I've had is like a couple times, just like recently I just had this one girl and was like, I'm looking on Facebook, and I see she went to a Black Lives Rally Matter, and I'm like, hey, Megan, hold the fucking phone here, right? Here's the thing, darling. I am one of 3 actual black people you know, and you will not return my phone calls. I do not feel that Black Lives matter to you. That's the realest shit I ever wrote. You guys have been lovely. I'm gonna get out of here. Have the rest of your week.
Give it up for Brian, guys. Fantastic job. Check out your film. Plug the film.
Dream to Succeed, that's on Amazon Prime. That is free with your membership.
And what is that film about?
It's about driving instructors and wacky situations and fart jokes.
I love wacky situations.
Everybody does.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Give it up for him.
Brian Preston.